is giving Grambling State a $1 million guarantee for their September 6th matchup in Columbus. The legendary HBCU program is playing Ohio State for the first time in school history. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we aim to foster enlightening, sustainable, restorative dialogue, and we welcome unapologetically progressive viewpoints that empower fellow citizens. We are now accepting submissions for KBLA Talk 1580 guest editorials like this one.
With the KBLA Talk 1580 guest editorial, I'm Martin Gordon, chair of the Pasadena Community Coalition. Recently, I listened to a Tavis Smiley Show conversation with James Farr. James said something that caught me off guard. Black out the Dina is gone. My community is being murdered. I said murdered.
All you have to do is go to our website homepage at KBLA1580.com and click on the icon that says KBLA Guest Editorials to learn more about our editorial standards and content submission guidelines. As long as the topic aligns with our mission, we are happy to review your submission and consider it for broadcast. We can't make any promises, but we want to amplify progressive perspectives that are community-focused and solution-oriented. So, go to KBLA1580.com right now to download all the information you need about our guest editorials. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life I've been grinding all my life. Look,
welcome to Wealth Building Wednesdays, where we center Black, women, and BIPOC-owned businesses, highlight opportunities and initiatives for underrepresented entrepreneurs, and center socially innovative enterprises, building generational prosperity, fostering real networking, and recycling black dollars. It's Wealth Building Wednesdays on KBLA Talk 1580.
It sure is, and one of our own is with us today. She's been an intern here for a bit this summer, but she's also an entertainer, an activist, the Forbes featured entrepreneur on the rise, and founder of something called Curly Crownz Hair Care. At age 16, she launched her own line of hair care products, and her business produces naturally based hair products. She's the proud winner of several national business competitions, starting out with the LA Urban League Biz Camp, a network for teaching entrepreneurship program. I'll let her tell you about that. Amylah Charles, welcome in.
Hi, I'm glad to be here. I'm so glad to be here. I'm usually in the background, but I'm up front now. So
yeah, you might have seen her through the glass, typing away and really helping us streamline some things. But the entrepreneurship is a big part of your life. I mean, you're still in college right now.
Yes, I'm still in college. I'm approaching my last year. Go Gators, San Francisco State University.
Woo, woo. SFSU in the building.
Yes, so 21 now. I started my business, like you said, when I was 16. And that's when COVID and injustice was on the rise. And so my biggest thing at that moment was, how could I help and serve my community? But, not only nourishing their crowns, your hair, but nourishing their souls. And so that's when I came up with Curly Crownz Hair Care and the motto that we have, and it's nourish, embrace, and enhance your opulent crowns. So it's very important to me that our community, Black and brown communities, have naturally based products for men and women and their various states of hair.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because, coming up, we didn't have Black-owned hair care. Now we do have some. Mm-hmm. So how do you stand out from the pack as a curly girl, as a Curly Crownz entrepreneur?
How I stand out? Well, I'm a storyteller. And so I really take my audience on a journey with me. And I feel like having products that market to men and women with beards, locks, curls, waves, scalps, I feel like that really helps me stand out. I often see men overlooked in the hair care industry. I often see scalp care overlooked. And so I bring that I'm not only an entrepreneur, but I'm a consumer. I'm a part of the audience that I serve. So that's what makes me stand out.
How do you formulate these products scientifically?
So I started doing research. I had always been the type of kid to put things together and try this. Let's make crayon rings. Let's make lip balm. Let's do this. Let's do that. And so I started formulating, I want to say in 2015 is when I started mixing things together and giving it to my family. And so years and years after, I would give them a jar of shea butter for their scalp. I'd give this, give that. And my cousins was like, you should share this. I'm like, maybe I will start selling it. But I started off doing research at a young age. So finding the benefits, putting these products together in a fully sanitized kitchen, and just finding the benefits, what mixes, what doesn't cause a bad reaction. So all my products are safe to use, naturally based, and as we move forward and grow, we're looking to team up with a cosmetic chemist. So that's our next step.
But right now, they're formulated by Amila Charles.
Yes, by me.
Okay. And when you say scalp care, what are you talking about?
So we actually, when you mentioned scalp care, we have...
she's unboxing her product. If you're on YouTube right now, you can see
YouTube
the
world.
unboxing and unveiling.
We have for scalp care, we have the hair oils and the shampoo bars right here.
Let's hold it up. Shampoo bar.
Yes. So as you can see here, it has these knobs on it right here. I don't know if it's reflecting.
You're going to have to hold it up for a while so he could...
Yeah. So it has these knobs on there that massage the scalp and helps with circulation and also lifting that dirt, grime, and dandruff. So whether you have a head full of hair or you are bald, you still need to take care of your scalp. It's very important. So that's why our Cocoa Butter Bliss shampoo bar is essential, because it's getting in that scalp. It's working the follicles. It's making nutrients more readily available to the scalp.
Yeah, we had a lot of guys that shave their head, not just, bald from hair loss.
Yeah.
And I always wondered, are you doing hair care or taking care of that dome? And then the oil, is that part of the scalp care?
So the
routine?
enhancing oil I came up with, I was actually suffering from hair loss myself.
Wow.
And so along like the edge line, and I was suffering from breakage. Bless you. I was suffering from breakage and hair loss. And so I came up with this formula. I said, I want an oil that's light, something that's not too greasy. So this is an enhancing oil made with Ayurvedic herbs, which are known for their healing properties.
Ayurvedic Indian style herbs.
Yes, so
nice.
they're known for their healing properties, helping with a slew of scalp issues and also shedding. And this also locks in moisture. So after you apply a leave-in conditioner, you can put this on after for a good braid out, or just that to lock in that moisture. So a lot of the products are connected to issues that I've had and people in my family and community have had, and that's why I say like this is hard work to me. And it's more than the brands you may see that aren't Black owned. They're not owned by people who are a part of the consumer base. So it's important because I'm intentional about how I serve and what I give.
Yeah, well, it's funny because two of the things that you said are stories I hear a lot from entrepreneurs. One is, I was doing it already. Everybody was asking me to do it for them or telling me to do it for money. And the other one is, I had this problem myself and I needed to fix it.
Right.
And by me fixing it for myself, I came up with a solution for others. What are you doing with hair loss at, your age?
Man, two things that are a big factor in hair loss is having like really tight braids, combing your hair in one direction frequently. So like tension, what they call like tension hair loss or tension alopecia.
Yeah.
And so that's what I was dealing with. And then I went swimming. And I didn't listen to my mom and washed my hair after I went swimming. So that chlorine dried my hair off and in theory broke the bottom of my hair off. So moisture is key. Washing your hair with your Curly Crown shampoo bar is key, and moisture. And so really having a regimen is what I needed. And so I figured it out and kind of found my niche, and that was getting back to the herbs from the motherland.
Got a couple questions in the chat for you, which is cute. Molly Bell wants to know, how long does shea butter last? She has some from a long time ago, and she needs to take care of her braids up under the wig.
Well, so shea butter, it usually will have a date like posted on the bottom, but once you introduce like moisture to your raw shea butter, the shelf life goes down because you're introducing different bacteria.
When you say water, you moisture,
like moisture from your
hands.
moisture from your hands, or like you're rubbing your hair and your hair is wet, and then you dig back in the jar and touch it. It just really depends on the preservatives that's in the particular shea butter that you're using. But for example, like our cocoa butter shampoo bar, you can use it up to 20 uses depending on how frequently you wash your hair, and this bar has a pretty long shelf life. So depending on how much you're using it, but this is pretty effective with some good natural-based preservatives in it.
Keith Smith wants to know if your products are good for mixed kids' hair.
Yes, it is. Yes. Our products are made for various hair types. And what I always say is Curly Crownz Hair Care brings equity to the hair care industry. So we're providing products for various curl types. Like I said before, beards, locks, curls, and waves.
What else you got in that box?
So we have our other shampoo bar. This is what we have for usually our male customers. They really like this one. This is our turmeric shampoo bar, turmeric and aloe vera. So this helps with razor bumps and burns. Most of our customers, they'll wash their beard with this, and it helps with hyperpigmentation, razor bumps and burns, and also really just smoothing out that beard. It's a great addition to your beard care routine. We also have a beard oil that I don't have with me today, but it's online at curlycrownshaircare.com. But this is
Curly Crownz with a Z.
Yes, Curly Crownz with a Z. And this is our shampoo bar, and just trying to be very intentional. I grew up with a lot of men in my life, and I wanted to make sure that self-care wasn't just a thing for women. It's a thing for men too, and everybody in between.
Anything else you want to share with us that you brought along? I see you have your T-shirt. You got you got your brand.
Yes, I want to say shout out to my family in the Los Angeles Urban League and the Network for Teaching Entrepreneurship that has led me to amazing opportunities. Just a couple blocks from here, I used to stumble and walk as a small child, and to be here today and be able to share my business with the world is so special to me. And so I didn't bring this product here with me today, but we also have edge serums, beard oils, and a slew of other bundles that you can find on our website. And I just like to encourage young entrepreneurs to be everything outside of the box people try to put you in.
Yeah, we got a couple more questions for you in the chat, and we'll give you a chance to tell people how to get your stuff. Obviously, they can go to curlycrownz.com. So we'll keep it going when we come forward. Amylah Charles, she's part of our KBLA family here, but she's also an entrepreneur, and a young one at that. An entrepreneur/college student. I don't know how you do it. I could barely get my homework done, but this one apparently is organized. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-729-7070. That's 1-800-729-7070. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-729-7070. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
Conversation continues on a Wealth Building Wednesday. We're supporting Curly Crownz. So it's just part of our KBLA family here, and we have some young entrepreneurs. Miles Lowe is one. You can go to Miles Lowe Music and get his. But right now we're talking with Amila Charles. Curly Crownz, Crownz with a Z on the end. Curly Crownz Hair Care is her brand. The website is curlycrownz.com.
Curly Crownz Hair Care.
Curlycrownzhaircare.com. Now, can we find it in retail stores?
So we're on our way back to retail stores. I actually had my first retail debut at Glow and Flow Beauty in Hawthorne. It's a Black-owned beauty supply, and that's where I had my first retail debut. So that was a great experience that I had last year. So we're making our way back to retail. We had a great time. Our products did very well. So we'll be back there soon. We also had our products being sold in Uganda as well. So that was surreal to me that my entrepreneurship and my products made it to the motherland before I did. But
well,
that was a joyous experience. So we're on our way back to retail.
You'll be following them to the motherland soon, I'm sure.
Yes.
So question here in our chat. Well, first of all, Lily Marie 3 says, so proud of you, Amila. And then Jan Williams wants to know what you recommend doing for braiding hair extensions. What process do you use?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Lily Marie, hi mom, and also
hi, Mom.
for the second question that's there. So when I have my hair in braids, like I have my hair in braids now. So two products that I use the enhancing oil on my scalp. I use this once a week, either once or twice, depending on how dry my scalp is. So I usually spritz my scalp with a little bit of water and then add the oil to lock in the moisture, because that's the purpose of oil, to lock in moisture. And then what I'll do is, while the braids are still in, I use our edge serum, which comes in a little roller bottle, and roll it along my edges to relieve some of that tension that may be there from tight braids. So moisture is key when you have a protective style. Not so much where your braids get a little fuzzy, but just enough to keep that moisture locked in. And then when I'm taking my braids out, I will use a little bit of the oil on my fingertips to break up that the buildup at the top of the braid, and then I'll follow up with the shampoo bar, really working out all that dandruff and sweat that's been locked in. So moisture is key with braids, and I'm sure you look beautiful in your braids, so rock them.
Yeah. Were you inspired by the Crown Act? Is that part of what the title is, or just
actually no? The way I came up with that name is with the, and I've also met Holly Mitchell. I've met her. She's an amazing lady. Mm-hmm. But prior to that, I didn't know anything about the Crown Act when I came up with the name. I remember I was in a meeting with a mentor that was interviewing me for the business program, and she was saying, so what's the name of your business? And I'm sitting there like, I'm on Zoom, this is over the pandemic, I'm like, ooh, I don't have no name. In my mind, I'm like, oh, it's Curly Crownz. And I look at the screen, and I'm like, and my mom, I can see my mom's face in the corner on the Zoom. She's like, yeah, because I came up with that name on the spot because I really like a crown. You embrace it, you hold it up. And I saw a lot of my community holding their crowns down, not embracing it, not loving it, trying to cut it, permit, change it from its natural state. And so I use that Crownz as a reminder that this is something that is beautiful no matter how it looks or where you are, and really punching back at that systemic oppression.
Part of the thing, a couple of things about that. When I was probably your age, when I was in college, I used to think that anyone who had their hair straight was a sellout. Just automatically, that means you're a sellout. But I've changed that view because I've come to understand, just like with makeup or anything else, it's a beauty enhancement. It's your choice. You do what you want with your hair, your eyebrows, your mascara, like all of that. And we go all the way back to ancient Kemet, and Queen Hatshepsut and Cleopatra and whoever else. They did whatever the heck they wanted and set trends that lasted thousands of years. So I learned not to judge other women or men. I'm not gonna lie. I do judge men. Well, I judge men when y'all dye your hair. There's all one really dark. Black,
yeah,
it looks like someone grabbed you by your feet and dipped you in
it gives a little bit of church mic to it. It's like it's the same color as a church mic cover. I'm like, oh. No, we got to lighten that up just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Get some highlights or something.
Yeah, or it'll be like the spray paint right here. Wipe a little bit of that off at the corner of your mouth,
Or go get some professional help. Like, you don't have to color your own hair. That's why they have colorists.
You don't have to do that.
Anyway.
It's all right.
Okay, we're being judgy. But
we love y'all. We were calling you in. We're calling you in, and this is a safe space. So tomorrow when I walk out, we want to see natural colored beards. It's okay if you have a lavender beard, but whatever color you want to make your beard, but natural.
But the thing is, people don't understand that women talk about you anyway. We might not do it on the radio, but they are doing it, so you might want to check that. But anyway, I've learned not to judge people for their wig, their braid, their blowout. Also we all have different textures and different burdens. Hair loss or whatever. My burden is I don't know how to do hair. Luckily, God gave me some hair that kind of isn't too challenging. But the point is, there's this more of a natural hair movement, which I love.
Right.
But I'm sure your products can be used by people who get press and curls, or even people wearing wigs.
Yeah, so a lot of my customers that wear wigs, they'll moisturize, they'll put the oil on their scalp, like I said before, but even when it's in cornrows, they use a shampoo bar, and it's easy to get in between the braids without having to take it out. And so, after the shampoo bar, rinse, dry, pat down your hair to get rid of all that moisture before you put your wig back on. And I also had customers who even had straight hair that were using my product. Say black women straightened their hair, and you put a drop of oil, just a small drop of oil, lay down some of them flyaways, not too much, because you don't want your press to look stringy, but just enough, just a small dot to lay down those flyaways that you have.
Tiny bit on the ends ain't bad either. So you're getting some good feedback. E.C. Courtney says, "Peace Queen, you're an amazing sister. Keep up the good work." Revolutionary Spirit, Dominic, not sure what he's talking about there. Oh, and Jerry says it is a sellout, changing from natural state. Well, I don't think so. I think people, everybody has their burden. Everybody has their journey.
I feel like having the ability to choose and having that liberty as a man or woman to take control of what you want to do with your hair is important. Is very important, but it's also motives behind it. But if it's for beauty and you just want to switch it up, I know a lot of our ancestors at the time, they couldn't even during the period of enslavement, like a lot of our ancestors, they couldn't walk out and show off their hair.
Right.
And sometimes they did have to wear scarves, and that's why they started to make different styles of scarves and of self-expression. So I feel like a man or woman stepping forward in the choices they want to make with their hair and continue to be creative is amazing. And shout out to Madam C.J. Walker for paving the way for me and so many amazing entrepreneurs.
Jerry Anderson wants to know, what's the 1, 2, 3 for those wanting to start their own hair care or skin care company? And props to your mom and dad, because clearly they empowered you to feel free to be an entrepreneur.
Yes. Shout out to my mom, my dad, and my family for their support. And also, like, my family has such a big entrepreneurial background. Shout out to LeGrand Mason, who was on this show, actually, with his book, 5 Pitfalls. So I come from a large background of just go-getters and just audacious individuals from LA all the way down to the South. So
but you're an Angelino, even though you go to SF State.
Yes, I go to SF State. That was a big switch for me. But the question you had for starting a business, understand your why. There's a lot of people in here in the industry doing it for money, doing it for laughs, doing it for love. So understand your why and your motives behind doing that, and really understand your story. And that's going to take you farther than anything in this world can. We think about different brands and the story behind it. Why go for this brand when you can go for that one? Well, some people feel more connected. to this. Some people don't feel as connected to that. So understand your why and connect yourself with with people that could help mentor you and guide you and that respect you. Organizations that I was a part of was also Los Angeles Urban League, but also Vermont Slauson and the programs that they have
the Vermont
as well.
Slauson Economic Development Corporation.
Yes, those two organizations are very helpful, and they have free programs that really help you build your circle of entrepreneurship and increase and help you, teach you how to pitch. So understand your why, build a community, and also start on that pitch deck. The series of slides or just your story that really shows the value to your audience. And I feel like anybody can do it. There's room at the top for as many hair care brands as there needs to be. There doesn't have to be one head honcho.
Not only that, they come and go. So we always need more. I've lost a few of them. Hopefully yours will stick around. We've got a minute here. Amylah, Charles, what do you want to, how can we support you? What do you want to say about Curly Crownz, curlycrownshaircare.com?
Yes, so you can head to our website for a easy experience. Each of our bundles are labeled for a protective style bundle. We have a lock and protective style, beard care, a hydration bundle, each curated towards pain points that you may have. So it's very user-friendly, easy to go straight to curlycrownshaircare.com with a Z. And I'm just so happy to be able to grow with you all. And remember to nourish, embrace, and enhance your opulent crowns. And be on the lookout for our new products that are coming very soon. We have a leave-in conditioner on the horizon. So stay tuned. Grow with us. Follow us at Curly Crownz Hair Care on Instagram. Follow me, my journey, and all my endeavors. And I'm looking forward to you guys, joining the kingdom. Glad that you all are here.
Good job, Amylah. Amylah Charles, curlycrownshaircare.com. It's a perfect time to call me after news, traffic, and sports on KBLA Talk 1580.
Say the quiet part out loud. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Esther Dillard with BIN News Now. The White House says nearly 24 arrests were made in its first initial hours of President Trump's deployment of the National Guard to take over D.C.'s police department. Although legally, this move can only be in place for 30 days unless Congress extends it. Outspoken Democrats like the Reverend Al Sharpton are speaking out. Here's Sharpton on MSNBC.
Crime and violent crime has gone down in Washington. He's going to send out the National Guard. Well, why didn't he send it out January 6th?
A Miami federal judge will decide today if operations and construction can resume at the immigration detention facility known as Alligator Alcatraz. The judge previously ruled in favor of an environmental advocacy group who called for a shutdown of the facility until an environmental study can be completed. And happy birthday to rapper Sir Mix-a-Lot. He turned 62 this week. I'm Esther Dillard with BIN News Now.
Ignite your afternoons at Waba Grill's $5 happy hour with our 5-piece pork veggie dumplings and a value-sized premium beverage drink, like our tangy passion fruit lemonade. Enjoy $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m. Only at Waba Grill.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Angels beat the Dodgers again last night in Anaheim. Center fielder Joe Adele delivered a game-winning RBI single in the bottom of the 10th inning to give the Angels a dramatic 7-6 victory. The Angels also turned a triple play in the 5th. The Dodgers are 0-5 against the Angels this season. Tuesday's loss dropped the Dodgers into a first-place tie with San Diego in the NL West. San Diego has won 4 straight. The slumping Dodgers are 12-20 since July 4th. The LA Sparks missed a chance to get back to 500. They lost to the New York Liberty Tuesday night 105-97 at Crypto.com. The Sparks had a bad shooting night. They made only 9 of 31 three-point shots. Ohio State, last year's college football national champion, is giving Grambling State a $1 million guarantee for their September 6th matchup in Columbus. The legendary HBCU program is playing Ohio State for the first time in school history. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk Radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Join the Black Hollywood Education and Resource Center for its 32nd annual Sisters Are Doing It For Themselves Short Film Festival, featuring 22 powerful short films by emerging Black women directors. See their visions, hear their voices. Saturday, August 16th, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Writers Guild Theater, 135 South Doheny Drive in Beverly Hills. For more information, call BHERC at 323-957-4656 or email BHERC@bherc.org. Tickets may be purchased at eventbrite.com or at the door.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, Black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind: to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-687-7979. That's 800-687-7979. 800-687-7979.
Hey, I am D.L. Hughley, host of the D.L. Hughley Afternoon Show, heard weekdays from 2 to 4 exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580. I promise to make you think a little, but laugh a whole lot more. So tune in to the D.L. Hughley Afternoon Show 2 to 4 only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Find a righteous rage and don't be afraid to say what you see. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Man, Amila, you should. Have you ever thought about going on Shark Tank? You should go on Shark. You did? You thought about it? Yeah, she's back over there helping Miles. But dang, you seem like you would kill it on Shark Tank. Only thing is, don't make a deal with them suckers. Just go there to publicize your business and then say, peace out. Yeah, exactly. Give them those special fingers. It's the perfect time to call me, 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. Let's go to Jerry calling us from somewhere in L.A. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning, Dominique. Good morning, KBLA delegation.
Good morning. What's on your mind?
Well, I wanted to make a pitch for Thirsty Thursdays.
Oh, that's your vote for the name you want, Thirsty. Now, was that one you came up with, Jerry, Thirsty Thursday?
That is the one.
Okay, so you're making a pitch for yourself to win the Name Thursday contest. Okay, pitch away. This ain't Shark Tank, but I'm happy to hear it.
Well, thirst doesn't have to be all bad. A healthy thirst drives motivation and commitment. A healthy thirst keeps you anchored. A healthy thirst keeps you from settling for what you currently have. A healthy thirst will get you filled and satisfied if you obey your thirst, if you let your thirst do what thirst is supposed to do. Thirsty Thursdays is where we are unapologetically purposeful in discussing, planning, and executing on a better economic quality of life, doing whatever needs to be done by whatever means necessary to achieve financial freedom and independence from a system that is designed to keep us economically enslaved.
Dang,
With
Jerry.
Project 2025. Okay, go ahead.
I just said you came prepared. Jerry's actually reading a speech. I usually don't like when people read, but go ahead. You said you were going into Project 2025.
With Project 2025 in full effect, we should all be just a little bit more thirsty for economic independence and economic stability. Whether you're an employee navigating your way up an organization ladder or career ladder, or whether you're a business owner navigating the issues of sustainability and or growth, or whether you're trying to develop a side hustle, be thirsty for it. Act like you want it. Act like it's yours, but that nobody's going to walk up to you and hand it to you.
Okay, Jerry, so what about and look, he's campaigning for votes. You got to go on Instagram, on my Instagram, DiPrima Radio, DIPRIMA Radio, and vote. DiPrima Radio on X, Twitter, and just vote. Write in what you want. I actually have a whole chart up there with all the folks that have given suggestions. Jerry's is Thirsty Thursday. But what about when we think of thirsty? I usually think about like a thirst trap, like people are going to be putting up naked pictures or trying to get a date or something, trying to hook up on first things first. How do you factor that into your noble pitch here?
I could appreciate how that will be the first thought that everybody has, since everybody's mind drifts toward the gutter. But that thought won't last beyond the first mentioning of it. Think about it like this. When you mention Mindful Mondays, you normally mention an 8 to 10 word blurb about what Mindful Mondays is. When you mention Wealth Building Wednesdays, you normally mention an 8 to 10 word blurb about what Wealth Building Wednesdays is. So when you mention Thirsty Thursdays, for a half a second, it might pique somebody's interest, but you'll follow it up with where we are unapologetically thirsty about pursuing economic freedom. And that clears up whatever gutter-filled thoughts we might be having.
Well, I'm not mad at a few gutter-filled thoughts. We are human beings. The gutter is part of our environment. I'm just saying for a lot of, especially younger folks, Thirsty Thursday, first thing you think is Thirst Trap Thursday. We all just going to come naked and broadcast on the air, or partly naked.
Again, that's what most first thoughts would be until they hear your description of it for the first time, and then that it will alleviate. But maybe that's the draw. Maybe that brings them in. What is going on? What is Dominique up to now? I thought she was a real broadcast journalist. And so that's what's going to bring people to see what is Thirsty Thursdays all about. And as soon as they hit it, they'll know unapologetically pursuit of economic independence and freedom.
Okay, well, shoot, Jerry, you made quite a pitch. And folks, if you want to vote for Jerry's entry, I'm not deciding this. Neither is Miles or Amila or even Tavis. Tavis probably don't even know about it. But we are doing a contest, and you're going to get a knowledge pack if you win. Jerry's a contender with Thirsty Thursday. There's a list of, I think, like a dozen or more of those. And then there's some write-ins that are vying. Tomorrow it'll be down to just 2, and they'll be available in a poll in our YouTube chat every hour. Yes, sir.
Dominique, I deserve a knowledge pack just for calling in and making the pitch as eloquently as I did.
Hold that thought, Jerry. I got to think about that because we're putting these knowledge packs together. We already have to give one to Kwamel because he was the one complaining that Lonely Little Thursday doesn't have a name.
Kwamel should not be the only one getting a knowledge pack. He should not know. No, knowledge is for everyone, Brother Kwamel. Let's share the knowledge. Let's be thirsty and share the knowledge.
Yes, don't hoard the knowledge, Mr. Allah. All right, Jerry. It's great to hear from you. I appreciate it.
Likewise. Love you. Keep up the show. And that last guest was the bomb. Keep that up.
Okay, they love you, Amila. Oh, Molly Bell wants to know, Jerry, what are you thirsty for? It wasn't me. It was Molly Bell.
All right. Has Molly Bell had her meds yet? We want to make sure.
Stop! Molly Bell is in her right mind. She's just calling you in.
No,
but look, we know
Molly Bell in the chat. She is always putting that she ain't had her meds yet.
She's the chairwoman of the chat. She can say what she wants. And let me tell you something, Jerry. We all know you're thirsty for knowledge. So thank you for calling. He wants that knowledge pack. Paul says the Kwamel shade is real. Woo! You know, haters going to hate and elevators going to elevate. But thank you for calling, Jerry. He called me at 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580, and I invite you to do the same. Let me tell you something. I love the fact that our KBLA delegation on Instagram, because it's been a great response on Instagram, a little bit on Twitter, and here in the YouTube convo, is so engaged with this. I'm loving the fact that you guys care what we call Thursday. Somebody voted on Instagram for Thought I Wouldn't Thursday, which is what I used to call it sometimes when I was on that other radio station doing the front page, because this is just something to say, because I would just do crazy things. On Thursday, something random. But I love the fact that you guys care and that you are so engaged. So thank you, thank you, thank you. It is not too late to vote. Me and Miles are going to be counting those votes up tonight. And then you can pick between the two top vote getters tomorrow. I think we should leave the voting open. Now, Miles is probably going to say no, he's so strict. But I think we should leave the voting open for Thursday and Friday. No, just Thursday. Miles said just Thursday.
I mean, look, it's first things first with Dominique DiPrima, so, you know what I mean? I'll take whatever you want to do, Dom, but I don't think we should.
But he had that skeptical look, so we're closing the voting after Thursday. You only got to Thursday to vote on Thursday.
All right, no mail-in ballots are received. No mail-ins.
And only one option. Why are people saying, I like 1, 12, and 14? No, you can only pick one.
Do you have a favorite?
I'm not going to say. I do, but I'm not going to say. I don't want to tip the scales.
All right.
Do you have a favorite?
Yeah, I do. I like Tag Team Thursdays.
Really?
I would love to see you with the right co-host, just like a weekly co-host, just to come in and shoot down some topics.
Is that the one you made up? Tag Team Thursdays?
I think that was like AI one. AI put that.
Oh, that was an AI one where we have a different guest host, like where they come and co-host with me, or where I get to take a vacation and they come and host instead of me.
Right. Okay. That too.
Which one? Which one were they talking about?
We can go with that second one. It's up in we can ask AI what it meant.
Okay. Well, oh Lord.
Like Tattletale Thursdays too. I'd love to hear some corruption stories and hear some.
Well, we can hear those every day. Amila, you got a favorite? She's thinking about it. Look, you can think about it too. Weigh in on social media. What did you say?
You said Thirsty Thursdays too.
Oh, she likes Thirsty Thursday. Okay, Jerry, your pitch won somebody over. Thirsty Thursdays. Look, you can vote right now, DiPrima Radio on Instagram, on Twitter, and you will definitely be able to vote on the top 2 vote getters tomorrow on YouTube and Instagram. But right now, it's still Wealth Building Wednesday, and it's not too late to call me, 800-920-1580. It's hard to keep up with all the moves, the moves this administration is making that warrant our attention. So we'll do that when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Fatherhood includes being present during pregnancy, delivery, and beyond, supporting your partner, and advocating for your baby's health. Black fathers play a key role in reducing maternal and infant health inequalities. Join the free AIM Fatherhood Program and make a difference. Visit blackinfantsandfamilies.org/fatherhood.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
Founded in Los Angeles in 1986, litigation powerhouse Quinn Emanuel has deep roots in the Los Angeles community. Since 2007, we have litigated some of the largest fires on the West Coast. We are proud to be the only AmLaw 100 firm in the country to represent wildfire victims, giving affected individuals, families, and businesses the same focus and individualized attention we devote to our Fortune 500 clients. BTI Consulting has repeatedly recognized Quinn Emanuel as among the 4 law firms in-house counsel least like to oppose in any litigation, and we are often deemed the most feared. And after securing over over $80 billion for our clients in various matters firm-wide, we understand why. If you have been affected by the recent wildfires in Altadena and the Palisades and would like to discuss your situation further, please contact wildfire support at quinemanuel.com or call us at 213-443-3050. Quinn Emanuel is proud to sponsor Conversation Live Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
Hi, I'm Jesse Jackson Jr., inviting you to join me weekdays at 12 noon right after Tavis Smiley here on KBLA Talk 1580. As a law school graduate and a theologian with a firm grasp of our body politic given almost 2 decades in Congress, my show is the fresh new home of an authentic, uncompromised quest for transformation and salvation, both personal and collectively, as I vigorously interrogate the theological and symbolic meanings embedded in our society. I promise to leverage my knowledge of history, theology, and both international and domestic issues to imagine an inclusive vision for the future, which I hope will inspire all of us to pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness as a given, not just an aspiration. So join me weekdays at 12 noon right after Tavis Smiley for 2 hours of the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show only on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community. They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cal Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
We're not for everybody, but we're for everybody. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
You know, it's funny. I was talking with someone this morning about Mayor Muriel Bowser of D.C., right? Because she's now facing the National Guard invading her city, and she did that big press conference where she tried to tap dance. They called it walking a fine line, where she was trying to placate the president and say, okay, well, she kind of said, my summary of that press conference was, well, I don't think he has the right to deploy the National Guard, but the executive order says he has the right to deploy the National Guard, so we're going along with it, to take over their police department, et cetera, et cetera. And I get that she doesn't want to tick off the president. They're right there in the same jurisdiction. He can make her life a living hell. But I kind of was disappointed that she didn't go a little harder. You know, more like our mayor. Our mayor is not, Mayor Karen Bass here in L.A., she's not a press conference mayor. She's not a social media mayor. She's not a showboat. She's very behind the scenes, very practical, quite humble. Always has been. I've known her for decades. But she got a little riled up when they sent in the National Guard and the Marines and ICE and all that, and she was basically saying, get the heck out. You know, get out of our city. You're not welcome here. We don't need you. We don't have a crisis. Go away. That's, you know, and that I liked that. That was right. That was correct. And that's the same thing the governor did. And I understand we may pay a price for that in terms of funding or whatever else. But as somebody said, I can't remember who, one of our beloved callers, they're picking on California anyway, so you might as well speak your mind. Or as I put on my Instagram yesterday, quoting my godmother, Audre Lorde, your silence will not protect you. Your silence will not protect you. Your silence will not protect you. So you might as well speak the truth and be brave. Right? So I guess she was on a Zoom or something with community leaders from D.C., and Mayor Bowser was taking a stronger tone. that we need to do everything we can to protect our autonomy and our home rule and, get to the other side of this guy, elect a Democratic House, etc., etc. But I don't know. I'm not sure that, I understand that, right? I definitely say things off the radio sometimes different than I'd say it on the radio because I don't get to cuss on here. And not everything needs to be aired out in public. But I don't know if I trust that. This is the same mayor that kind of stood back and let them tear down Black Lives Matter Plaza. She said we have more important issues to address. But you got to hold the line. If you don't hold the line, especially against a narcissist like our president, he's going to just take more and more space. He's not going to say, oh, well, you acquiesced and cooperated with us on this issue, so we're going to give you some grace on that issue. That's not how the Stephen Miller administration, the Steve Bannon administration, that's not how it works. This is the give an inch, they take 10 miles administration. And it's not like they're going to give you love and respect anyway. You're BLACK and you're a WOMAN. So I was a bit disappointed in that. But, I'm glad that she's stepping up with community leaders. And I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make, because if the Trump administration decides they want to federalize that police force, which is what they're doing, Pam Bondi is now supposedly in charge. I don't know that the mayor speaking out is going to change that, but at least it gives life. It speaks life to resistance. It speaks life to courageousness. And like I keep saying, fearlessness is the way forward. Fearlessness is the way forward. Because the people are the only solution, and it's crazy town time. Our president just offered $50 million for the arrest of another president. President of Venezuela. I know that Biden also had a bounty on Nicolas Maduro's head. But this thing about we're sending our troops over to Mexico and we're going to offer $50 million to arrest the president of another country. We're in crazy town. That's where we are. The National Guard going to D.C., FEMA's canceling, union contract. Oh, we haven't even talked about the Justice Department going after the Attorney General of New York because she successfully prosecuted the president for his charity, his so-called charity. Now they're trying to go after her, targeting political enemies. That's fascism. That's authoritarianism. That's not supposed to be what we stand for in America. Let's go to Paul, calling us from L.A. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, Dominique. Amazing show as always.
Thank you.
I want to hop in on the conversation of what you're discussing. And it's not by accident that he's directly picking cities that have black mayors.
Yeah, I think that's right.
We understand firsthand the goal is to essentially scare white people, right? And to get the smell off of these Epstein files and how he's involved directly with that. And on top of it, how if you pay attention to our economic numbers, everything is tanking. So what he does when the reports come out, is he fires the person that's over the numbers. Everything this guy does, he's a con artist. But what happened was the media, the rich people need him. That big, beautiful bill that passed, that's going to add $5 trillion to the deficit. That's going to come out of our pockets overall. Because
do they need him or do they want him because they're greedy?
Well, they need him because this is an oligarchy. This is the Gilded Age too. All this is everything that they wanted to accomplish is being accomplished. Why? Because this buffoon is basically up for any bribery. If you give him money, he will do what you ask him to do.
Yeah. No, I think that's right. And I think that's why when we were talking yesterday, I said, I don't think he has a strategy. I think we give him too much credit. He's just grabbing money, grabbing power, and, thrashing the place. Paul, you there? Yeah, I think your analysis is spot on. It's just that we have to call it out. And you've said this too, Paul. We can't normalize it.
Yes, you can't normalize it. The guy from Apple, the CEO of Apple, gave this guy a gold-plated phone.
Tim Cook, that was crazy. It's like a statue, right? The whole base of it is gold.
We have other countries giving this man planes right now. That's illegal. Normally, that's why you have checks and balances. We're living in a mafia mob boss right now. But the thing about it is, if you want this to break, it's not us. When those crazy white people at those town hall meetings that are cussing these people out, once they turn around with those pitchforks, that's when it will change. But until then, we gotta focus on buckling up, because those cuts that are happening right now, those Medicare cuts for aging parents, that money's being defunded from our schools and our children. That's going to have a direct impact on us. And we see in real time, because look at the increase in black unemployment.
Yeah. Which is why I hated that talking point. DEI only helps white women. No, that's a lie. I don't know who made up that talking point. Has it helped some of them? Yes. Who got fired the most in that wave of anti-DEI? Black women.
Oh, Dominique, before we go, nobody's paying attention to this. They're already telling you they're going after the 19th Amendment. And for those that don't know what the 19th Amendment is, that's a woman's right to vote.
Yeah, Hegseth said that. He posted a tweet saying that women should not have the right to vote. Real talk.
They tell you.
Yeah, well, it's like Maya Angelou said, Paul, when they tell you who they are, believe them the first time. I always appreciate your call. That's a great point about the 19th Amendment. They're moving fast and breaking things, like they say in Silicon Valley. And what they're breaking at the moment is your rights. Looking forward to the conversation with poet, political activist, publisher, gubernatorial candidate, past gubernatorial candidate, Luis Rodriguez. That's next on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Esther Dillard with BIN News Now. The White House says nearly 24 arrests were made in its